For a performance wagon, family-oriented, room for pretty much everywhere, Porsche of Clearwater has given us the 2022 Porsche Panamera 4 Sport Turismo in black. New this year is a black appearance package which gives unique 21-inch wheels, updated PCM 6 that has Android Auto, getting the technology. You have the performance that backs it with the 2.9 twin turbo. The rivals start with your Audi S7, your BMW M5, your Mercedes AMG GT53. But who's going to keep that fun to drive, performance, room for everybody, and technology? I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm going to go over all the specs and details, starting now. The new Porsche Panamera 4 Sport Turismo has the styling elements that match all of the brands, starting up front with your 4-point LED headlamps. These are three-dimensional PDLS LED fog lamps, and even though you have all the business down on the bottom, the ground clearance is still nearly 5 inches, which is better than the Benz, it's better than the BMW, so you can go over anything as your daily commute, and you have all the performance attributes, and it's not going to be as wide as the Audi or the Benz. 21-inch wheels we got set with these. These are the sport design wheels, painted in gloss black. Behind those wheels, 6-piston aluminum monoblock fixed calipers. 350 millimeters is the vented disc reading. 4-piston aluminum monoblock fixed calipers on the rear at 330 millimeters vented. You get the air vent down the lower rockers are going to be in the matte black. It goes all the way to the rear with your blacked out quad exhaust outlets, and you get the matte black for the diffuser with your parking sensors, LED tail lamps, and the LED light bar with the Porsche behind it. Integrated 4D Porsche chassis control, steel spring suspension including Porsche Active Suspension Management or PASM. Provides the ride and handling Sport Plus settings with launch control, helps with performance of the engine, transmission, and chassis. A linked at 198.9 with a wheelbase at 116.1, a lower roof spoiler, and I like how rounded off the rear is because it keeps the style of the Porsche. The only thing is, I wish this was in the matte black because we got the blacked out exhaust tips. It would make it look a little bit more aggressive, especially comparing it against the Audi S7, BMW M5, or the Mercedes AMG GT53. Kick to open, nothing but luxury. Cargo starts at 17.6 cubic feet. We have a 12-volt charger. There's some storage underneath the floor. The rear bench split folds to a 40-20-40 split, maxing the cargo to 47.3 cubic feet, which makes this just as usable as an SUV, and it's lower to the ground, and you can still go over speed bumps. V6 twin turbo engine. Let's go inside, start it up, give it some revs so you can hear that exhaust note. The Porsche Panamera 4 Sport Turismo has the exhaust note, and it has the room, which you're going to see, and they back the performance with a 2.9 liter twin turbo V6, producing 325 horsepower and 331 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, achieving 18 to 23 mpgs at 0 to 60 at 5.3 seconds, with the chrono package at 5.1 seconds. Quarter mile, 11.7 seconds, with the top speed at 168 miles per hour. Now, this will be faster faster than the S7 and the RS7 for a top speed, unless you get the optional carbon ceramic brake package, which is over $10,000, and it pretty much outprices this when you go into the RS7. It's going to be a little bit slower than the BMW M5 and your Mercedes-AMG GT53. However, this is also going to be a little bit higher. It's still lower than an SUV, so going inside, going over speed bumps, you're gonna be able to do it. The fun to drive practical vehicle. Let me know in the comments what you think about the 2022 Porsche Panamera 4 Sport Turismo as we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test run. Entering inside the Porsche Panamera 4 Sport Turismo. Headroom, not going to be an issue for someone that's 6'3", nor is leg room. Leather wrap bucket front seats, Bordeaux red, 14-way adjustments. They're heated, they're ventilated. And I like how seamless the door panel goes onto the dash and it keeps that modern style. PCM6, which is Porsche Communication Management, we have now, has Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay. With navigation, we have the pinch, we got the swipe, click it to the home button, Wi-Fi hotspot, click it to your vehicle settings. Here you can do everything for your driving mode, so you can make it more sport drive, individual, that way you can tailor it the way you like the chassis height, the chassis, and the drive mode. You can also turn on and off the auto start stop, and you can raise and lower the spoiler. Go into your assistance, this is your lane keeping assist and your park assist. For your trip, this is obviously just going to tell you your data of what you've been doing in the vehicle, and for your comfort, you can adjust the way the ventilated balance is and the heated balance for both the front passengers. Switch it to reverse. We have a 360-degree camera with full trajectory, and I like how they put the camera functionality here on the side because it fits more seamlessly instead of putting it all down through here like everyone else does, and it just kind of makes it look a little tacky. Porsche cleans it up. You have your dual climate control, heated ventilated seats, switches, your sports, and to activate anything for your suspension. You also have a little ashtray that you can fit a smaller cell phone. Open up inside, and you're gonna have a little bit of storage capacity with a wireless charging pad, USB-C port, and a 12 volt. It's gonna be more firm to drive and sporty, but you're expecting that. Leather wrap steering wheel, it's multi-function with the paddle shifters, and the gauge cluster is fully reconfigurable. You can put the Navi on the side. And what I like about Porsche is they have this little button right here that will save all of your settings as your favorite profile. For the door panel, we're gonna get the soft leather with the contrast stitching, the wood memory for the driver and passenger. It's going to be more sport to ride for your elbows, one touch up and down for all the windows. You have a large storage pocket with the upgraded Bose sound system. We do have a moonroof and it's 2 tiers. Let's see how I look in the back. For the back seats, headroom is still no issue, nor is leg room, and you sit a little bit more inside. It actually feels as athletic in the back as it does in the front. Dual climate control, heated rear seats, 2 USB-C ports, storage behind both of the seats, and air vents on the side. Cup holders, a 16.9 ounce, maybe a 20 ounce without any issue. Elbows are going to be more soft here. I just wish it was a little bit more wide. Door panel starts off with the power sunshades. Going to get the softer materials with the contrast stitching. You get the wood, and then it's going to be more sport to ride for your elbows, one touch up and down. It is a smaller storage pocket. Let's see how I look in the center. Sitting into the center, headroom is still no issue. Legroom isn't really either. I am obviously blocking the central control, so I'm gonna be sharing feet, butt, and shoulder space because it is a more cocooned fit. However, it's doable. You do sit up a lot higher than you do in the front. I would say maybe 6 to 8 inches higher in the center, but it can be done for a quick ride. Taking the 2022 Porsche Panamera Sport 4S Turismo out on our test run. 2.9 liter V6 twin turbo, 8-speed automatic transmission, and I like the paddle shifters on the steering wheel. Just driving it normal. It's sealed up pretty good. Quiet. I can definitely see this as an everyday vehicle. As for visibility, I mean, it feels like an SUV lowered to the ground. So I do like wagons, especially when they have performance behind them, which we're going to see that here in a second. Dynamics. It's very tight. The steering isn't artificial. It has a little weight to it, but for the most part, it's very easy. As for little performance, she picks up good. We're gonna put it into sport. Braking on the vehicle, I mean, when you have 6 pistons in the front, you really don't need to worry. 325 horsepower, 331 pound-feet of torque. Turn radius to start off with is pretty tight, about 2 lanes, and let's rock and roll. Has the athletic drive. And I do like the athletic style that you get with it. It feels right on point. Take her up on the interstate. I guess on a disadvantage, when you're going on a long journey, you're not going to hear the exhaust note, which is fine because it's Porsche. It takes me to the 3 things that I like and 3 things that I dislike. Because anything more than that, I'd be buying this Panamera. The first thing that I like is in the back seats how sport derived it feels. They did an excellent job in the sense of making it feel just like the front. The second thing that I like is how modern and simple Porsche has made it, because when you're looking for an everyday car, whether it's a supercar or sports car, you really want it to be simplified, and they did an excellent job. The last thing that I like is the upgraded PCM6, which now has Android Auto. It's not wireless, however, we finally got that, and we have wireless Apple CarPlay. The navigation is finally getting up to par with Audi, so I do like the fact that everything is more seamless and very easy to use and operate. They even add a little rotary knob right here. 3 things that I dislike about the vehicle has to start off with, it's a bit firm everywhere for your elbows or your arms to rest. So on a long journey, you're going to constantly be trying to find a happy medium. Bringing me to the second thing that I dislike is the speed isn't necessarily that fast when you're comparing it to the rivals. Yes, it does have a fun to drive, and I mean, look at this. And it actually feels like it's going faster than the numbers project. And the last thing that I dislike about the vehicle is the gloss black is kind of everywhere, and then they put this silver trim. In some cases, the silver trim can actually blind you, so can the gloss black, especially when you have the pano open in the sunny days of Florida. But I mean, look at this. We're gonna stop right here if we can, put her into first and give her a little go. It's a lovely drive. Very hard to complain and say things that you dislike about a vehicle that is pretty perfect to begin with. And yes, there's obviously never going to be that perfect or happy medium in a vehicle. It's just, you know, it's a Porsche, and they do an excellent job cleaning and sealing the cabin up, because when you go into the BMW, it's going to be a little bit more noisy. When you go into the Mercedes, the same thing. This one's going to be almost as quiet as the Audi. The RS7 is going to be obviously a powerhouse vehicle, but then you got to look at the price point. The MSRP starts in the hundreds. This you can start under $100,000. Obviously, the spec that we have today is going to be in the mid 120s, but you still get all that performance behind it, and you have all the room inside, which it's hard to find a vehicle that you can fit 5 adults my dimensions with cargo. This is a vehicle you're going to want to drive everywhere. Soft closed doors, super luxurious in the interior, 4-zone climate control settings, heated ventilated front seats. You have enough power adjustments. The bolstering holds you well. It doesn't feel over aggressive. I like to thank Porsche Clearwater for giving us this 2022 Porsche Panamera 4 Sport Turismo for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, click the next video, the subscribe button. Check out the details merchandise website and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.